Sitting on the bench. You know, as a player, I hated that. But how often in life, do we find ourselves just sitting on the bench, complacent and comfortable with not really being in the game and being in the fight for the dreams and the success that we so want to achieve. I've kind of been in one of those seasons lately where I've gotten complacent and comfortable and lacking discipline and beginning to complain about all the things that are keeping me from achieving the things that I want to achieve. And, I got a word last Wednesday night at the end of service, and we were asked to be quiet if we were going through a season, and just to be quiet and listen and to hear from God and what He would have for us. And I did that, and I got this, take up your bed and walk. Really? I'm thinking, okay, I'm not sick, I'm not diseased, there's nothing wrong with me, I don't need to take up my bed and be healed from anything. And so I was really curious about what that word was for me. And I looked it up, and it's in John 5. It's a story of a paralytic guy who was at one of the pools, the healing pools in Jerusalem, and he had been there for 38 years and not been healed. And every time the waters of this pool were stirred, and the first person to get in it, well, then they were healed. Well, Jesus came by and said, "Don't you want to get well?" And the guy said, "Well, of course I do, but every time the water is stirred, someone else gets in before me, or, there's no one here to help me into the water." And he was just making excuses as to why he wasn't healed yet. And Jesus said, "Rise, take up your bed and walk." And the guy got up, he followed direction, he was disciplined, had faith, and he walked on, and he was healed. And so as I began to think of, how does that apply to me? And I began to realize that I've been sitting on the bench instead of getting into the game. And so I realized that I had to make no excuses, no complaining. And the only person keeping me on the bench and from being in the game was me. It wasn't about where I was in life, the situation or the circumstance that I was in. It wasn't about what I had, the talents or my ability or the money or the people around me. It was about who I was and the state of my heart. And I had to begin to start to look at myself to take care of those things so that I could get off the bench and get back into the game. And that's what I want for you too. I've got 4 things that you can do to help you get off the bench and get into the game. And all you got to do is message me for those and leave me your email address, and I will send you those things that's going to help you get off the bench and get into the game. Man, if you're seeing this on Facebook, like it and comment, follow us and join our community there on Facebook. If you're seeing this on Instagram, follow us and like this on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, man, subscribe to our channel. We just want to help you win. We want to help you get off the bench and get back into the game. And I know I speak for me on this. It's time I get off the bench and get into the game. We'll see you.